Hi ladies, I'm back. It's MJ, back with another video. Okay, so in the last video we covered quite a few things about when you're interviewing the doula. So let's talk now a little bit more about medical versus non-medical. So medical is your OBGYN, your medical doctor, your medical provider, your midwife, your nurse midwife, right? Non-medical is going to be your doula, okay? And your doula is handling all of the non-medical things. That means your emotional support, that's some of your physical support, that's your resources, that's your evidence-based resource gathering, and that is providing any other ancillary supports from you, from everything from making a small meal during your postpartum, to teaching you how to give a baby its first bath, to helping you with the golden hour and making sure that your baby is doing the correct bonding and getting the skin to skin and everything during your birth. So there's just a plethora of things that doulas do. Please know, when you call a doula or you interview a doula, know what you need. If you don't know what you need, just straight out tell the doula, hey, I'm not really sure what services that I need. I just know that I want support. What can you provide for me? So that's a good question to ask. But when we're talking about emotional and physical support versus medical, doulas do not deliver babies. I personally do not attend free births. So let's talk about free births. So from my understanding of a free birth, and you guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, or if I make any sort of mistake, but a free birth is a birth where you birth freely, meaning that you don't have any medical professionals or anybody there to assist you. So think about that. So if you're calling a doula and you're saying, hey, I want you to be present for my free birth, you're not truly free birthing, okay? So, one of my pet peeves is people will call me and ask me if I can do a free birth with them. And then I explain to them, hey, first off, that's not truly a free birth. And second off, that's not something that as a doula I do, because inherent in my job, in my vocation, is support. That is the whole reason that I do this work, is because I want to support moms. So for me to just show up to a birth where I do nothing but I just sit there, I can hold space for you, and I understand when a client is saying they want a very hands-off birth, but the whole point of me being a doula is so that I can support you in some way. And sometimes that is just giving my presence. Sometimes a mom just wants me there, right? She doesn't necessarily need me to do anything. I've had clients who have just wanted my presence. They didn't really want me to do anything particular. A lot of times I will do all kinds of things to support my clients. Hip squeezes, all kinds of comfort measures, going to get them food, making sure that the husband is able to take a nap and rest during the birth, like just you name it, I'm on it for my clients, right? But there's also a line, meaning that if you truly don't want anybody at your birth, and that's your right, all mothers get to make the decision about their birth, a doula may not be the best professional for you. They may not be the best for you, because inherent in our role is support. So if you just want to birth by yourself, having a doula may not be a good option. I don't know what would. I don't make suggestions around that, because again, inherent in the work I do is support. That is one of the reasons why I do this work, is because I enjoy supporting. I love being in a support role. I just absolutely adore having someone dependent on me to come through for them. So again, it would make it really tough for me to be in that position. And it's just not, I don't do it. It's not something that I do. I also believe in moms having the help that they need at their fingertips. And I have not had training in delivering babies. And so I would not feel comfortable in that position. So just know what your doula's boundaries are. kind of try to understand what her scope of practice is. If you don't really know that, ask her. Every doula is different. Some of us have moral and ethical codes that are strong and that we won't, we don't like to budge on those. We probably won't budge on those. So it's good to know, and be sure that you vibe with your doula. Be sure that when you're speaking to your doula, the things you're hearing her say, they resonate with you, right? You might be a person that's all about a safe birth. You may be a person that's all about having the most natural birth that you can have. Those are the key words to be listening for when your doula is talking, because not every doula is for you. And like I say, not every client is for me. I will turn down clients if I think that my ethical or moral boundaries or even my scope of practice is going to be challenged by this person. I will turn down that client because, and I will tell that client, listen, I want you to have the birth of your dreams. Every mother deserves that. I don't believe that I can give you that kind of service. And I will turn that client down and actually give them maybe some resources to someone else who can help them, something of that nature, right? But I will not accept every client, because every client is not going to be in line with one, with my scope of practice, two, with my ethical and moral obligations to them. So they're not going to be aligned with that, and I think they will be better served by someone else, and that's okay. That is okay. So there's that. So it really comes to mind when it's medical things. And the thing is, I do have a medical background because I was a nurse before. So right away, I'm going to hear words that let me know that, hey, this person's looking for someone to support them medically. And I let them know right away, hey, that's gonna be your midwife. And I ask the questions, do you have a midwife? Do you have an OB? Who are you actually seeing for your medical and clinical concerns? Who are you seeing for that? And sometimes I get, oh, I'm not seeing anyone. Well, that would be a first start. You need a midwife. You get to choose who that is. I don't get to choose that for you, but you do need somebody who has the clinical component. They have the clinical skills to help you. And then we can talk about my support, right? So my support is in conjunction, not in place of your provider. I like to make that clear and understood, because if not, then that's going to impinge on my ethical and moral obligations to this particular client. And so if you are interested in a doula, know that doula is support in addition to your provider, not in place of your provider. So I won't be doing any vaginal checks. I won't be doing any ultrasounds. I won't be checking on the baby. I won't be taking your blood pressure. I won't be giving you medical advice. I won't be telling you, oh, you should get a second opinion, or that. I won't be doing any of those medical things. Anything that concerns your medical, it needs to be handled by your medical provider. Doulas do not do that. That is not what we do. It is not inherent in our work. So I just want to make that clear, because I get lots and lots of calls where mothers are confused. Next point, if you are unhappy with your provider, that is not a conversation for your doula. That is a conversation for your provider. I've gotten so many women that call me and they're like, I'm not happy with the provider that I currently have, so I want to hire you to make sure that everything I want happens. And what I like to encourage clients to do is to have a conversation with the provider. Have a conversation. If you're not happy with your provider, have a conversation with your provider. Because if you were unhappy with anyone else in your life, it would be a good idea to have a conversation with them, because they may not even know that something is wrong. So give that grace and give the opportunity for that person to either, one, make amends to that. They need to be aware, though, that there's a problem, and then give them an opportunity to correct it, okay? So I don't want to just take over and say, okay, well, whatever, because I don't know the situation. I don't truly know what's happening there, right? Have a conversation with your provider. If there's something happening or something was said and you are not happy with it, give them an opportunity to correct it. At least make them aware that something doesn't sit right with you, that you're not happy. I think that's fair. I think it's professional, and I think it is just good, humane behavior. So if you don't feel comfortable having a conversation with them yourself, because sometimes that can happen, you can maybe sometimes feel a little bit uncomfortable, kind of stating if you have an issue with someone. I've been in that particular situation, you know, in all honesty before. Maybe having your partner, and you and your partner do it together. You guys sit down and talk to your provider together to try to see if you can resolve that issue together, all three of you guys. And that, you know, that might work. But a doula is not the person to come in and try to correct a problem between you and your provider. Now, I know some people might do that, but I think it just comes off better, and it's more helpful and probably more likely for that issue to be resolved if you talk to the person who you feel like you have an issue with. And as far as I'm concerned, or doulas are concerned, we hold space for you. We help to protect the sacredness of your birthing environment. I personally see myself as a very effective and strong space holder. I am. But what I don't do is drama. I like to resolve problems. I'm a problem solver. And so I want to get to what you told me your goal is for your birth. And if that is to have a beautiful birth, a peaceful environment, to have, you know, everyone working together on your birth team, I feel like direct and professional and courteous communication is a huge part of getting to that. Making sure that the environment is positive and that it's conducive to bonding and bliss when you're having a baby, right? So this video has gotten long. I hope that addressed some of the issues that you guys are thinking about and pondering on. I will see you guys in the next video.